Part 1. When food talks, your body listens. Let's be honest. When people hear the phrase balanced diet, their eyes sometimes glaze over. It sounds like a lecture or a school poster or something someone says to make you feel guilty about the fries you had last night. But here's the truth. A balanced diet isn't about judgment. It's about biology. It's about understanding how your body actually works, how it uses nutrients not just for energy or muscles or skin, but for sleep. Real, deep, consistent sleep. And the science behind that is actually fascinating if you slow down enough to hear what your body's been trying to say all along. Let's start with melatonin. Most people know that it's the hormone that helps you fall asleep. But did you know your body doesn't store melatonin? It makes it fresh every day. And to make it, your body needs a few key ingredients. One of them is tryptophan, an amino acid you get from food. Turkey, yes, but also oats, eggs, lentils, nuts, seeds. Once you eat tryptophan, your body converts it into serotonin. And then as the sun sets and darkness cues your circadian rhythm, serotonin becomes melatonin. That's the chain reaction. That's how food becomes sleep. But here's the catch. If your meals are low in tryptophan, or if you don't have enough vitamin B6 to convert it, or if your blood sugar is unstable, or your gut is inflamed, that chain breaks. You don't make enough melatonin. And no matter how tired you are, your body doesn't know how to sleep. Not deeply, not restoratively. Now let's talk magnesium. It's not as famous, but it might be even more important. Magnesium helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the one that tells your body it's safe now, you can relax. It helps regulate melatonin, reduce cortisol, relax muscles, slow heart rate. Basically, it's the mineral of calm. But 50% of people in the US are deficient in magnesium. Why? Because of processed food, because of stress, because of soil depletion. And when you're low in magnesium, you don't just feel anxious or restless. You also struggle to fall asleep, or stay asleep, or wake up feeling like you actually rested. Science also shows that diets high in sugar and refined carbs, think white bread, pastries, sweetened cereals, are linked to poor sleep. One major study found that people who consumed more added sugar and saturated fat during the day experienced lighter, more disrupted sleep at night. And it's not just correlation, it's causation. Because high sugar intake spikes insulin. Spikes insulin affect cortisol. Cortisol interferes with melatonin. And once that domino starts falling, sleep gets knocked out of the equation. Even gut health plays a role. The gut isn't just where food is digested. It's where 90% of your serotonin is made. It's connected to the brain through the vagus nerve, a kind of two-way radio between your belly and your mind. If your gut is inflamed, leaky, or imbalanced, your neurotransmitters suffer, your mood suffers, and yes, your sleep suffers. Science calls this the gut-brain axis. You might just call it why I can't sleep even when I'm exhausted. And here's what's beautiful about all this science. It's empowering. Because it means sleep isn't a mystery, it's a function. It's something your body wants to do. And with the right fuel, it can do. Every system involved in sleep, nervous, hormonal, digestive, is fed by what you eat. So no, a balanced diet isn't magic, but it's not fluff either. It's physiology. the foundation your sleep has been quietly waiting for. So the next time someone says, eat your veggies, maybe you'll hear it differently. Maybe you'll hear, eat your way back to sleep. Part 2, what to eat and what to avoid for better sleep, backed by science. So now that we know food matters for sleep, the next question is, what exactly should we eat? And maybe more importantly, what should we stop eating if we want to stop waking up at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling? Let's start with the good stuff. What science says supports your sleep. First, complex carbohydrates. These are your slow-burning, fiber-rich carbs that help regulate blood sugar and promote serotonin production. We're talking sweet potatoes, brown rice, oats, quinoa, legumes. Studies show that including complex carbs at dinner can actually help people fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Why? Because they support steady insulin levels, encourage the uptake of tryptophan into the brain, and avoid the blood sugar crashes that cause midnight cortisol spikes. Next, we've got high tryptophan foods. This amino acid is essential for making serotonin and melatonin, and it works best when consumed with a small amount of carbs. So instead of just eating turkey or tofu alone, pair it with a little brown rice or lentils. You'll sleep more soundly because you're helping your brain get the raw materials it needs. Leafy greens are another sleep ally. Spinach, kale, chard, they're packed with magnesium, calcium, and B vitamins, all of which help regulate your nervous system. One study even found that people with higher magnesium intake experienced deeper, less fragmented sleep compared to those who were deficient. Add a handful of greens to your dinner, and you're not just being healthy, you're being sleepy in the best way. Then there are omega-3 fatty acids found in foods like salmon, sardines, flax seeds, and walnuts. These healthy fats reduce inflammation, support serotonin pathways, and improve sleep quality. A 2014 study published in the Journal of Sleep Research found that children who took omega-3 supplements slept almost an hour longer per night compared to those who didn't. The same benefits apply to adults, so don't skip the good fats. Your brain needs them to rest. Now let's look at the other side. The foods that science consistently links to poor sleep. Refined sugar is public enemy number 1. High sugar intake is associated with lighter sleep, more nighttime awakenings, and higher levels of restlessness. It disrupts blood sugar stability and increases inflammation, which in turn affects cortisol and melatonin. If you've ever had dessert after dinner and then struggled to fall asleep, now you know why. Caffeine is an obvious culprit, but most people underestimate how long it sticks around. The half-life of caffeine is about 5 to 6 hours, meaning if you have a coffee at 3 p.m., half of that caffeine is still circulating in your system by 9 p.m. And for sensitive people, even a small amount can delay the onset of sleep or reduce deep sleep. That doesn't mean you have to give up coffee entirely, but maybe move it earlier. And watch out for hidden sources like chocolate, soda, or energy teas. Alcohol might make you drowsy, but don't let that fool you. It suppresses REM sleep, the most restorative stage, and causes rebound wakefulness as it wears off. You may fall asleep faster with a drink, but you'll wake up groggier, more anxious, and less rested. That's not real sleep. That's sedation. Heavy, high-fat meals also interfere with sleep. They slow digestion, raise body temperature, and increase the likelihood of acid reflux, all of which make falling asleep harder. Your body has to work overtime to process those meals, which keeps it in a more active state. So if you're eating a greasy burger at 9 p.m., don't be surprised when your brain decides to stay up with it. Processed foods, like instant noodles, frozen dinners, and snack cakes, are usually high in additives, salt, and sugar. They lack the nutrients your body needs for sleep and create inflammation that disrupts hormonal balance. If your pantry is full of boxes and wrappers instead of whole ingredients, that could be part of the reason your sleep feels broken. So what's the takeaway here? Eat real food. Eat it consistently. Eat it with sleep in mind. Because your body isn't confused, it's responding to the signals you give it. And food is one of the loudest signals of all. Part 3. Try this for 3 days and see what changes. If you've made it this far, you already know one thing. Sleep doesn't just happen in the dark. It starts in the light, in your choices, in your kitchen, in your plate. The science is clear, but more importantly, your body is already trying to tell you the same thing. It's been telling you for years that food matters, that nourishment isn't just about weight or energy or digestion. It's about rest. It's about repair. It's about giving your body what it needs to do what it was designed to do all along. Sleep well. But science alone doesn't change habits. What changes us is experience. So here's a simple invitation. Not a challenge, not a diet, just a soft experiment. For the next 3 days, eat for sleep. Feed your body like you believe it deserves to rest, and see what happens. Day 1. Start your day with a balanced breakfast. Something with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Maybe it's oatmeal with chia seeds and almond butter. Maybe it's scrambled eggs with spinach and sweet potato. No skipping, no rushing. This first meal sets the tone. At lunch, aim for color and calm. Leafy greens, lentils, brown rice, roasted vegetables, grilled salmon. Real food. At dinner, keep it warm and grounding. A bowl of quinoa, steamed broccoli, tahini, and a cup of chamomile tea. Avoid sugar, alcohol, and caffeine after 2 p.m. And before bed, no snacks. Just stillness. Day 2. Notice how you feel when you wake up. Don't look for perfection, just listen. Do you feel slightly clearer, calmer, less groggy? Repeat your rhythm. Eat with intention. Sit down, chew slowly, hydrate throughout the day. Keep your phone away from the table. Try a magnesium-rich snack in the afternoon. A banana with almonds, or a few squares of dark chocolate. Again, a simple dinner. Beans, rice, sautéed kale, a drizzle of olive oil. Let your food be quiet. Let your evening slow down with it. Day 3. You might already feel different. Maybe you fall asleep faster tonight. Maybe you don't wake up at 2 a.m. like usual. Or maybe nothing major changes just yet. But you feel the shift inside. That's still a win. Because what you're doing isn't just about sleep, it's about trust. It's about reminding your body that it doesn't have to run on stress anymore. That rest isn't something to fight for. It's something to return to. Something that starts in the smallest of choices. And the truth is, you already know how to do this. Deep down, you've always known. You've You've just been distracted, rushed, fed the wrong signals. But your body, it remembers. It knows how to sleep. It just needs a little help, a little rhythm, a little consistency, and maybe a little more kindness at dinner. So try it. 3 days, nothing fancy, just a simple return to real food, to real care, to the quiet wisdom your body's been whispering all along. Because the science is clear, sleep isn't broken, it's just underfed. Feed it well, and it will come back to you. You've been listening to Eat to Sleep, a podcast from the Daily Health Shift. If this episode sparked something in you, if it helped you connect the dots between your plate and your pillow, please follow the show, leave a kind review, and send it to someone who's been silently struggling with sleep. Because rest isn't a luxury, it's a rhythm. And sometimes, all it takes is one mindful meal to remember